we have Nazim Sadykhov versus, I'm just going to call him Slavikovs because I do not know how to pronounce that name. Nazim, he is coming off of that kind of, I don't want to call it a fluke because he did beat Terrence McKinney, but he's coming off of that submission rear naked choke against Terrence McKinney, 9-1 in his career so far, 5-0 in his last five. He is fighting against Slava Claus, 7-3. He is 3-2 in his last five, coming off of that kind of butchering victory over Maasate. Um, both these guys are kind of similar age and really similar reaches and heights as well, so nothing too different there. Odds for this fight right now, Nazim is actually at minus 135. Now get this, he opened up at a minus 350. So that's something that's really interesting right there. Alex, I'll let you go ahead and break down this fight first, and I'll share my thoughts later. What do you think about this fight between Nazim and Slava Claus here?
Um, yeah, I actually think this fight's going to be pretty interesting. I actually, so I didn't see the odds either for this one, and I think I agree with them. This one's kind of like a tough one to call. Um, so breaking down the tape, Sadikov has very, insane pressure and pace in the first round. He'll keep moving forward. He's a heavy puncher, will mix in leg kicks, and he was able to withstand, the patented first round T-Rex Terrence McKinney. So he is ultra durable in that regard. But his fight before Terrence McKinney against Evan Elder, for me, I could tell that he was starting to noticeably gas out towards the end of the second round. Then he was able to get that, doctor stoppage for the cut in the third round. So he got that win. Um, then you flip it to Borshchev. He's very good in the stand-up game. Likes to chip away at his fighters, from range with combinations. So I'm pretty confident that Sadikov is going to win the first round, um, but I'm not 100% sure if his gas tank is, going to last the entire fight. Um, if Sadikov's game plan is to, you know, come in and wrestle and get takedowns, then I would like Nazim Sadikov a lot more, because Borschev can get taken down and can get controlled. That's kind of how he loses fights. Um, Borschev prefers to be in the stand-up game much more. Um, I I think one potential play that I like is maybe taking Sadikov in the first round for a KO,
Mhm.
like a quarter unit sprinkle. You take the over as a parlay piece, maybe for 1 unit. So I know that another thing that I saw was that Nazim has three third round KOs on his record, which would indicate that his power carries forward. But again, I think that Borschev is durable enough to kind of withstand that power. I really do. If you watch that Evan Elder fight, he really gassed out, towards the end of the second, which is why I like the over. But I think not confident on it. I don't have a good read for this, so no play yet.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I think this is also a pretty tough fight to cap. If you, I mean, Nazim, solid kickboxer, pretty patient guy. I think he does have decent speed and power. He likes to counter strike, and he also can move forward. So I think he has a good mix of kind of stand up skills. He will work in some spinning strikes when he sees the opportunity. So he's not all like technical. He does do some kind of wild stuff sometimes. Improving grappling game. I mean, you saw that with his last fight. He can work in some takedowns and go for the sub. He is still mainly a striker though, so I think he's more of an opportunistic grappler. He'll grapple when the opportunity comes, which I think will play a huge part in this fight. So Slava Claus, gifted striker, great kickboxing skill set, pretty quick, powerful hands, work in the combos with the kicks as well. He can literally, in my opinion, pump out nonstop striking pressure. The only reason why his striking numbers like aren't higher is because most of the time he's trying to get back up after getting taken down. So like a lot of
Yeah.
times, like you see him, then he almost has the same volume numbers as Nazim, but you guys have to keep in mind that this guy, for the majority of the time, he's trying to just get back up after getting taken down. So he does have pretty horrible takedown defense, 35%. It's not good at all. But the thing about him that I do like is that he's improving and he can get back up. I mean, he has horrible takedown defense, but he can get back up. Uh, I think that this fight will be a mainly striking matchup. I think that Nazim, he might try to grapple maybe for the first round or so, but I think he's going to get drawn into a kind of a striking matchup against Slava Claus here. And I think that that's where the recipe is for Slava Claus to get the dub. So I'm going with Slava Claus as a good underdog play. I would say
Oh,
Slava Claus. Yeah,
oh,
you say.
no, I agree. I agree. I think, yeah, you kind of convinced me. I like.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like him. Yeah, I like him as either decision or KO. But honestly, I'll probably just play him as the money line because I think I don't know which way it's going to go. But I still feel, in my opinion, medium confidence on Slavic Claus here. So odds right here now for him is what, like plus 115. It's not bad. I mean, and I think that that line at minus 350 was way off, which is why the line moved so violently towards Slavic Claus. So yeah, my pick here is Slavic Claus as an underdog play. And yeah, really just interested to see how that fight will play out. I think it's going to be a banger no matter what. I also like that you mentioned the Evan Elder fight, right? That's something that's really important as well. I mean, this guy was going
I,
on his way to losing 29-28. So yeah,
yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah, I bet you Nazim is gonna gas out. Like, I have a feeling
yeah,
he's gonna gas. Yeah, so
exactly, exactly.